The sun beats down, merciless and unyielding. You drift alone, a speck in the endless blue, parched and desperate. Thirst claws at your mind, but the ocean's water is poison. Its salt will only hasten your end. Drinking seawater is fatal. It pulls water from your cells, accelerating dehydration. Survival here is simple. Find fresh water or perish. Yet humans are resourceful. For centuries, castaways and sailors have faced this same challenge. They learned to see the ocean not just as a barrier, but as a source, if you know the secret. The ability to turn salt water into drinkable water is ancient survival wisdom. It's not fantasy, but science and ingenuity. This knowledge is your lifeline, the difference between hope and oblivion. Here, adrift and alone, this skill is not just useful, it's essential. Your survival depends on unlocking fresh water from the sea. Let's discover how. In crisis, knowledge is your greatest asset. This guide will teach you a proven, hands-on method for survival turning salt water into fresh water. No fancy equipment, just common items and a grasp of nature's process. We'll break down the science, show you the steps, and build your confidence. By the end, you'll see this isn't magic. It's a repeatable skill anyone can master. We'll cover the principles, the history, and the tools. You'll learn to build a simple desalination kit and gain true self-reliance. Preparedness starts with skills, not just gear. Salt water is a solution. Salt dissolved so finely you can't filter it out. To separate them, we use nature's trick evaporation. Heat salt water to boiling, and water escapes as steam, leaving salt behind. The salt is too heavy to vaporize with the water. The rising steam is nearly pure water vapor. Next, we capture that steam and cool it. Condensation turns it back into liquid. Think of water droplets on a cold glass. That's condensation at work. Our system mimics this. Boil salt water, guide steam to a cool surface, collect the fresh water. The result? Clean, drinkable water, salt-free. This is the science behind survival at sea. Let's see how it's been used through history. For centuries, sailors' lives depended on fresh water. Early mariners learned that evaporated seawater, when condensed, was safe to drink. By the 16th century, ship crews built crude stills, boiling seawater and capturing steam with cloths or lids. Over time, designs improved. Copper coils cooled steam, condensing it into fresh water. This technology extended voyages and saved countless lives. Even castaways could improvise a still from pots, tubing and a cup. The principle was simple. Boil, condense, collect. This isn't modern invention. It's a time-tested survival skill. Knowing this history connects us to generations of survivors. Now, let's choose the right materials for your own kit. Building a portable desalination system requires just 3 main parts: a boiling vessel, a condensation tube, and a collection container. Use a single-walled stainless steel bottle. It's durable and safe over fire. Avoid aluminum or plastic-lined bottles. They can release toxins. For the condensation tube, soft copper tubing is best, easy to coil and excellent at cooling steam. 3 to 5 feet of tubing is ideal. Finally, use a clean, food-safe cup to collect your water. Position it securely at the end of the tube. With these simple items, you're ready to build your lifeline. Let's assemble your desalination kit. Drill or puncture a hole in your bottle cap, just big enough for the copper tube. Insert the tube through the cap, leaving about an inch inside. Coil the rest of the tube gently, sloping downward from the cap. The coil maximizes cooling and helps water flow to your cup. Seal the tube-to-cap connection tightly. No leaks allowed. Fill the bottle 2/3 with salt water and secure the cap. Place the bottle over your heat source. Keep the coil away from the fire. Position your collection cup under the tube's end. Heat gently and watch for the first drops of fresh water. Simple, effective, and potentially life-saving. Next, let's ensure your system is leak-proof. The seal between the bottle cap and copper tube is critical. If it leaks, you lose precious steam and water. Ideally, use lead-free solder for a permanent safe seal. In the field, a high-temperature, food-safe epoxy or silicone works well. Just let it cure fully. No epoxy? Wrap the joint tightly with wire, then pack clay or ash paste around it and let it dry. Even a temporary seal can save your life in an emergency. Always check for leaks before starting. A tight seal means every drop of steam becomes drinkable water. Heat management is key. Aim for a gentle, steady boil, not a raging one, to avoid salty droplets contaminating your water. Keep the copper coil cool. The bigger the temperature difference, the better the condensation. Build your fire upwind from the coil and use a windscreen to protect the flame. Efficient heat saves fuel and produces purer water. For extra cooling, drape a wet cloth over the coil. Evaporation draws heat away, speeding condensation. Every bit of fuel counts in survival. With careful heat and cooling, your system will yield more fresh water. Now, let's look at advanced tips and mineral balance. Distilled water is pure, but lacks minerals your body needs. For long-term survival, add a single drop of salt water to each cup of distilled water. Enough minerals, but still safe. Also, salt builds up in your boiling bottle. After distilling half the water, discard the brine and refill. No fire? Try a solar still. Dig a pit, place a cup in the centre, cover with clear plastic and let the sun do the work. Vapour condenses on the plastic and drips into your cup. It's slow, but requires no fuel. These techniques keep you hydrated and healthy even in tough conditions. Adapt and improvise as needed. Survival is about using every resource wisely. This isn't theory, it's a real, field-tested survival skill. Turning salt water into fresh water is practical, achievable, and empowering. You've learned the science, the history, and the steps to build your own kit. These skills are the foundation of true preparedness. Don't just read, take action. Gather the materials, build your kit, and practice. Test it by the coast, Watch steam become fresh water and share this knowledge. Preparedness is about control and confidence in any situation. In a complex world, simple survival skills are invaluable. Be ready for the unexpected. Be resourceful. Be a survivor. Your lifeline is in your hands.